Yo, what's up, guys? This is Austin Myrick, also known as Donkey Kong 957, and today I have for you a blue-yellow Gotenks deck profile. But before we get too far deep in, I wanted to give a quick shout out to my team, Team Ragnarok. You'll be seeing more of us. We've got some pretty good players. Happy to be making content. And with that out of the way, I want to get just straight into this deck. This is on the surface just a normal blue yellow deck, but the main card I wanted to highlight is a new card from the anniversary box, which is the Violent Rush Bojack, which is an arrival for a yellow and has Aegius. The problem with Aegius before was all the cards that had Aegius required 3 to 4 energy, which is super late and super expensive to start untapping. However, now with the Rush Bojack, we have a card that you can get out early and immediately start untapping, which, from what I've felt in my games of playing with it, it produces almost a Xeno button like effect because you get to play dudes on your turn, uh, pitch a card to untap most, if not all, of your energy, and then proceed to play more dudes. Like, for example, you could arrival in the same turn, Bojack and Goku hit, as well as pitch for Aegius, play Bardock, all in one, all on your opponent's turn, which is even more powerful because you're interacting with them, you're stunning their turn while progressing your board, which is something very, very good to do, very powerful. Those are the main things. Just Final Rush Bojack, Goku hit, obviously a very solid card. To facilitate these arrivals, we have 4 Zamasu, which again is one of the best super combos in the game. Probably only second to Bibbidi. Just straight up the most versatile and triggers off these arrivals. In addition to that, I'm playing 2 hit rapid movements. So if you know Raditz, this is the blue yellow Raditz from set 8. This is it's been ignored because in the past there's not a whole lot of good blue yellow arrivals, but now with the Final Rush Bojack on top of, in addition to Goku and Hit, it just allows you to not have to waste a Zamasu super combo just to play these guys. You get to just play a 5k combo just to get those guys out onto the board, which is exceedingly powerful to just hold your super combos. For the last little bit of blue yellow multicolor, there's the 4 check lands. Nothing else to really say there. They can be a 15k beater draw card, but they're just mainly in there to keep your energy consistent and to have more multicolor to pitch off Bojack. And then finally, for the last multicolor, I have 1 hit in Cold Blood. So this could be admittedly Frost Deadly Poison, but I like the 1 of win condition of the deck. You'll probably see it. It's pretty powerful for 4 energy to just flip your opponent's leader over. It just applies even more pressure because it's basically like adding a 5k combo to each of your swings. And whenever they're that low on life, it's just really hard to deal with. It sucks that they will get to awaken again because awaken turns are very powerful, but you're usually going to win the game within that turn or your next turn. So it's going to be very hard for your opponent to do a whole lot. The only yellow cards of the deck are 4 Senzu Beans. Senzu Bean is obviously good defensively, but it's one of your ways to just aggressively push and make some really, really powerful turns that's just straight up absurd. Like playing going all out and then double beaning it for a 35 double strike dual attacker is super powerful, and you have 3 energy to work with afterwards. That is turn 4, but that is just a very powerful thing to do on turn 4 to have that much energy open, because with 3 energy, you could go for another going all out, which is even more pressure to their leader. It's absolutely insane. Then 1 Champa basically makes your leader a win con. If you Union Fusion and give it crit, that's another cool interaction, just double strike crit. Nothing else to really say there. And then we get to the meat of the deck, the mono yellow part. And obviously we play mono yellow for Selzeno, one of the best secret rares. I Whenever I was building this deck, I feel like I didn't really want to play Power of Patora. I felt like that was a really underwhelming secret rare, even though you could pitch it off Bojack if need be, and it draws 4 and rests 4. But I felt like Selzeno was just the ultimate in game. Like, this deck can produce so much damage and so much pressure. You want to have another in game like this, and that's why I chose Selzeno, because if need be, you could do this on turn 3 to just go for big pushes. Turn 3, turn 4. But if you go to turn 5, you just straight up win the game because you rip 3, and they probably can't deal with 2 quad strike attacks, with especially with the amount of pressure you're doing in the mid to early game, early to mid game. So to help get this guy out, we obviously have 3 going all out. Another reason why I think Gotenks is really good, because you get to consistently have the fusion fodder with the flashes of brilliance. Just pitch a dead multicolor and then add back the missing piece, and then you get going all out, which is board removal, which is super good, on top of dual attack, double strike pressure that they're going to have to either negate or neg really hard to deal with. It's super powerful. Another thing that is obviously very important for the deck is Bardock Raider's Warcry, one of the few plays you can do on your opponent's turn. It just helps mitigate aggro so much, in addition to just applying pressure with the double strike. Super good against unisons. Just helps kill them. It's just the best, in my opinion, it's probably the best 2-drop in the game right now. That is an actual battle card, obviously. I think the unisons all have a strong argument to be the best 2-drops, but I can't think of a battle card that's better than Raider's Warcry. Another card to talk about is Bergamo. Bergamo is an exceedingly powerful card. This card is crazy. This should honestly probably be up to 3, but I only have 2 in paper, so that's why there's only 2 in the list right now. But the fact that this can tap down your opponent's energy and then go for a big push afterwards is actually really powerful, especially in combination with Swift Retaliation Cooler. Just being able to tap down their energy on their turn. Say you're playing against a blue leader, and then afterwards, you just start pressuring them with like going all out that's been shown on the board, or grade 8 Bardock. They try to dimension magic with their like last standing energy, and then you just cooler that. That is a situation that mainly only comes with Bergamo, or if they Abuni, which is entirely different situation. We do have answers to Abuni in Sensibine Nimbus, but Bergamo is just an exceedingly powerful card. Resting energy is super strong, and as well as tapping your opponent's battle cards down just to mitigate going wide boards. It's really, really strong. Then there's 2 Champas. Vegeta is significantly better, but I didn't want to play Unison in this deck because I felt like Unison's kind of conflicted with Aegis a lot, because as well as getting down the Bojack early, because turn 2 you do want to play your Gogeta, but you also want to have your Bojack down. In addition, you don't have a defensive step whenever you attack a Unison, so there's no point in Aegis. So there's kind of a conflict of interest there. The only unison I would consider for this is Mecha Kabura unison, because it's one of the few unisons you can tap out for and feel safe, especially for that much energy, as well as it gets you consistent card advantage, and late into the game, you just steal their cards, quite simply. It's an exceedingly powerful unison, and probably the only one I would consider. But that is why Chompa's in the deck, because I don't play any unisons right now. While it is worse, it just does cycle you a card, so it's not the end of the world. It's a 3 for successor, which does help, and that's pretty much all I can really say about that. One cooler, you only really need this for the late games. Like, you'll probably see it. Your leader digs enough. You're cycling every single time you Aegis, which is another good thing about Bojack. You don't ever neg on him, and you're just gonna see him, especially because as kind of my flex spot, this probably should be a boony, but I have two Saiyan instincts. I feel like sometimes you want to have something to do on your turn, so paying two to just draw two is just a really simple effect. Nothing really much to say there. This could be a boony, but for right now, we have Saiyan instincts in the slot. And then for the last little bits of the deck, Flying Nimbus. This is decent against going wide boards. Really good against a boony. Just a super solid card in general. Right now, I feel. There's two Basils. Basil is super good against Unison, and it and Roshi fulfill the awkward gap that is a lot of that you'll find in a lot of scenarios. Like for example, the easiest way to go and sell Zeno is having Bergamo, but sometimes you don't have Bergamo. Sometimes you don't have Gotenks and Bergamo. Sometimes you don't have Bergamo plus Bardock plus one of your three drops. So to fill the gap, you want a one drop, and I feel like Basil's really good against Unison, so I wanted it in my deck, and it fulfilling that specific key function just really persuaded me into playing it. Same with Roshi. Roshi seems like it's just weaker than Time Magic or more copies of Nimbus, but it's a battle card which has that obvious advantage of you being able to combo with it, as well as it's a one drop for Successor, which I feel is exceedingly powerful. And that is the main deck as it is currently. Right over here is all the potential options for this deck. One of the things I love about this deck is the ability to be flexible with it. You can change up the build however you want. If you want to play Unisons in it, you can do that. It's not a terrible option. Like again, as I mentioned before, I kind of want to try a Meki. You could try a more blue centric build, which features not only just a Boony, but also Goku Black and Hit, because I feel like these two cards are also exceedingly powerful. If you do that, I would recommend playing the Power of Patora Secret Rare, because it is a decent Secret Rare in the end of the day, but I feel like Zelzeno is just more powerful. And lastly, another key card I wanted to highlight, a card I want to keep putting into the deck, but I can never find the space, is Frost Deadly Poison. I always want to put it in as a one of, but it always feels like 3 energy is so expensive, and you can't ever combo with it. Yeah, you can pitch it off Aegis, but compared to Hit and Cold Blood, you can combo with it, which I feel like is a big upside in my book. But anyways, that's pretty much the meat of the deck. I hope you guys liked it. I really feel like this is a powerful idea. If anyone wants to improve on it or give me ideas, just let me know. And this is Donkey Kong 957, and I'm signing out. Peace.